So we've left the Algonquin Inn and now we're just cruising along 60 through Algonquin. And I booted up my GPS, loaded that pre-saved GPX file for today, and I don't think it's going to take me on those roads that I programmed again. So I'll cruise through Algonquin, and then when I get to the other side of Algonquin, I'm going to have a look at Google Maps and try and force it off the route like I did yesterday. It seemed to work to get it to cooperate again. Welcome to Algonquin! And it's, as you can see, extremely dreary. And but at least it's not raining, at least not at this point. And all I can do is hope it clears up a bit. But at least I didn't have to pack up in the rain or anything. Now, for those of you that are not in the country, Algonquin Park is one of our big provincial parks. I don't know if it's the biggest, but it's one of the biggest provincial parks and in Ontario. And it was primarily a huge logging area, and they still log it in parts. You just don't see where they're logging. They do it in the back country or off the beaten path. But then they made it a provincial park, I don't know, around the 40s or something like that. I didn't study everything. And it's been a great place to go and camp and hike and go on canoe trips and all that sort of thing. But in the last 10 years or so, like I used to come here all the time when I was younger, but the last 10 years or so, it's just become extremely overpopulated with tourists from Toronto, as the 400 corridor has developed so much that it's quite easy for them to get up here. They could be up here in like 4 hours. So now if you come, especially on a busy weekend or in the fall colors or anything like that, I mean, you can't even get on the trail. There's so many people. You can't even find a parking spot along the road to go on a trail. And the campsites are just impossibly hard to book. They're extremely overbooked. So because of those reasons, I just stopped going to Algonquin. I started looking for other places. I don't like places that have become overrun by tourists. So it's So I've stopped at the Algonquin Arts Center, and the sign out front there says open, but you get here and it says closed. I think it's because I'm too early. I don't think it opens till 10 and it's only about 9:30 in the morning right now. And like I said, I'm having some issues with the GPS, so I thought I'd find a good place to pull over anyway and try and figure out if I can just plan my own route manually, since the Garmin still wants me to do the fastest route. And I don't want to go directly there. I want to take some of these side roads and squiggle around through the Highlands. So we're going to have a look on my phone and see if I can just kind of memorize some roads to turn out. Here we are, having a nice relaxing rest. I have another bit of a quandary here. Like when I'm stopped here, it's like extremely warm and about 200% humidity. I just feel like I'm in a steam bath right now. Just grateful it's not raining, I guess. But when you get all garbed up and then you get on the road and you start doing, even just going slow like I was going, like 80-90 clicks, the wet wind hits your neck and gets cold. So I'm gonna have to put my neck sock on, which means I'm wearing a scarf in hot, humid weather. So I don't know how well that's gonna go, but I don't wanna go all day long with cold wind hitting my neck, or I'm gonna be in for a nice sore throat. We don't want that. So we're getting ready, and I'm gonna do a little map studying and see if we can find a better route. Okay, so first thing, someone stuck a toonie on here, but it looks like it was stuck on with something from their pop, or they barfed or something like that. So I'm suspecting a trap. I don't know what they stuck it on with, but it looks pretty gross. So would you take the toonie? I don't know. I think I'm gonna leave it. Did you see that? Let me try that again. Let's hope a bear doesn't figure this out. It's supposed to be bear proof, right? So bear comes up, he steps on here. There. And it makes it open. Go figure, eh? So it's a very interesting garbage can. That's all I can say about it. You can have the toonie. I don't trust it. Helps. And we're off like a herd of wild Africa twins. Found lake. I didn't know it was lost. Oh, that joke's never been told before. Alrighty, so we're off to Maynooth. Passing by the famous Lake of Two Rivers at Mew Lake Campground. I used to go there years ago. It was a great campground, had a good lake for swimming. Well, it still does, I guess. And it's got a really awesome biking trail. It's got a store. Super great, but I haven't been able to get in there for years because it's overcrowded now. There's a lot of site scalping and bots buying up the sites now, and insiders, people working on the inside for the parks, scooping up sites. It's really hard to get a site in there now. Ever since I was a boy, I knew I was in this area when you see the rocks. And that's really what I just loved. I loved the big rocks. All that granite. Just something about being out in the wilderness with big, huge granite rocks to climb over and stuff. That's when you know you're up north. Black bear. You don't often see him. He was a small one. I don't know if he was a cub, but I thought I better slow down. Of course, that stuff always comes when the camera's off, but I managed to click her on just in time. Oh, here you go, see? You don't think there's any logging going on in Algonquin? Oh yeah, there's logging. You know, on the map, when you look on Google Maps at Highway 60 going through Algonquin, it looks fairly straight, like a fairly straight run, but it's actually very curvy. Algonquin Logging Museum is here. Always a fun place to go. I don't know if it's open or closed. And we're coming up on the great eastern gate of Algonquin Park, so we're leaving the park. It goes quick when you're just cruising the highway, but I didn't want to hike any trails, I didn't want to go camping, and didn't feel like going to the log museum, so we're leaving. They put it down to 50 kilometers an hour here. I'm not sure why. I think this used to be a toll gate, but it hasn't been for many, many years. I stopped for a photo op in Whitney. So there we are. We now have a picture of me in front of Whitney. And now we're going to head on and we're going to find that 127. Can you see the heron? He's sitting right there. I don't want to move too far. I'll scare him off. I guess he's sitting there waiting for fish. This is the dam in Whitney. He's just sitting perfectly still, hoping that I didn't notice him. Sorry, I noticed you.